My name is Keith Kostrzewski, the CEO of Curriki. This session is really about talking about the product and the solution and CurrikiStudio. We're here to offer and share with you and build together a tool that brings truly unprecedented access to technology, collaboration, and scale to individuals via a free platform. And we know the importance, especially in this undeniable shift in a learning environment and how learning is delivered and created. And we want to be a part of that solution. There's so many great educators here and in our network that are going to make that happen. We want to be a part of the puzzle. So thank you for your time today. And I will talk to you a little bit later, but I will pass the mic over to Abby Ross, who will be the highlight of the show, showcasing CurrikiStudio and the tool that we've developed and are launching today. So thank you for your time. Abby, take it away.
I'm here to demo the product that we've been building. So I'm the head of product here at Curriki, which means that whenever you chat in or give us feedback about the product and how it can enhance your educational goals, I'm one of the people on the other side taking that information and figuring out how we make that happen. So I'm going to do a demo of CurrikiStudio, as well as talk a little bit about CurrikiGo. I'm going to kind of start with a little bit around what the tool is, and then I'll hop right into the program, show you what it looks like, show you a finished example learning experience that I've created, and then I'll show you how I did it. So a couple things to know. One, I am not an instructional designer. So in terms of creating the actual content, we've created the tools to empower instructional designers to do the work. I'm also not a technologist. So the cool thing about demoing this is that you know that me building this, I didn't have to write a line of code. I'm going to walk you through CurrikiStudio, which is changing the way that educational experiences are designed, created, and delivered to a new generation of learners. Why we're building this is because educational resources, just like you heard from Scott, should be open, free, and easy to create. We've realized in the past 12 years of doing this that educational resources aren't interactive by design. There's a lot of really great quality content out there, but it's stuck in paper and pencil, worksheets, PDFs, and Google Docs. Also, if you're a content author, a teacher, or subject matter expert, building a learning experience from scratch can be technical and expensive. Current digital courseware isn't designed for the world in which we're moving towards with virtual and distance learning. So we want to bring that tool set of interactive activities to the learner. Our partners are full of ideas and really range the gamut. So we've created Studio purpose-built to work for K-12 institutions, higher ed, trade schools, corporate training, nonprofits, subject matter experts, basically anybody with an idea on how to engage learners and wants to make that interactive. So that's what I'm going to show you today is CurrikiStudio, which is powering the world's most immersive learning experiences. So again, without any coding knowledge, content authors can build engaging lessons, courses, and experiences all for free. I'm going to show you how we design, build, and then publish that. The other main driver for why we wanted to build CurrikiStudio is that there are over 200,000 different ed tech tools available for teachers to create interactive learning experiences. One of the challenges, though, is that those are all then in siloed solutions that you have to bop back and forth between. With CurrikiStudio, we want to build a one-stop shop of engaging learning activities that instructional designers can pull from and bring in to an immersive and cohesive experience for learners. So what you'll see in CurrikiStudio today is our 40 different learning activity types that range from a memory game to a 360 virtual tour, all the way to essays. And we have an eye towards future integrations of other learning activities that are representative of 21st century learning, critical thinking skills. So things like real-time collaboration, video conferences, badges and leaderboards, VR, AR. And these are going to be tools that are available for content authors to bring together and create a really robust learning experiences that can blow kids' minds. So what I'm going to show you as I jump into CurrikiStudio today is how to create a learning program, how I then use these different learning activity types, add my content to those activities, create a playlist, arrange and rearrange them, and kind of toggle between creation and previewing. And then I'll talk about CurrikiGo, which is our smart publishing system that allows you to distribute your content to your own environment or to a leading learning management system where learners are. So with that, I'm going to hop into the tool. I'm going to log in to CurrikiStudio right now as a content author. And as you can see, I have a variety of different projects here that I've created to show off the tool. I'm going to start with showing this example of the national parks. I built the national parks example playlist when we were all quarantining, and I wanted to get outside. So this was a good coping mechanism. So I created this all myself without any coding knowledge. I have a program overview, and then I have 3 example playlists that I want to show. I've arranged these together in a way that essentially to show you all the different types of learning activities we have. So this is kind of my overview playlist about the national parks. I've started with an example of just kind of flashcards. Where are these national parks? This is in Alaska. Ta-da. This is in Montana. And then as you can see, even though Zion National Park is in Utah, I'm going to write that it's in Arizona. Womp womp. All of these things, the green checkbox, the red X, the do I want students to be able to progress through, these are all customizations that I've made in creating my learning playlist. So we provide these opportunities for instructional designers to customize as much as they want, or I can just kind of grab and go use the tools and activities out of the box exactly how I want. Here's an example of a timeline activity type that I thought was interesting, taken from what used to look like this page and turned into this page. There's opportunities for links, photos, videos. Really thought that this was cool to build background knowledge of how our national parks were built. Here's an example learning activity type that has students drag and drop and arrange these in a sequence. In this example, it's the different animals of the season. I can then check how I did. I've awarded points. I can show a timer, how many moves I made. Again, all of these things are different ideas of ways that I can customize this. Here's an example, drag and drop, before and after photo. And then here's an example of kind of just a brass tacks. Let's put some content and information and then ask assessment questions, awarding points. And then this is our interactive video example. Video is such a great modality, whether it's a teacher, recording a video of him or herself using, with instruction, or finding something online. If you'll notice with this interactive video, I have these little dots at the bottom. In these dots, I've chosen a part of the video where I want the student to interact and engage. So I've decided to ask a question and stop the video. These different questions that I've added could be fill in the blank, multiple choice, write an essay. So as students are consuming content, they can be engaging with the content, answering questions, or even taking notes in a way that then they can use for later. One more quick example of a learning activity type. It's kind of fun. A hidden words, find the blank. Great for vocabulary. Check off the words. So you've seen kind of an example of the wide variety of different activity types. Why don't I now show you how I made this? Here is my example playlist. I'm going to start, just kind of show you from scratch. Exploring National Parks demo. I'm going to upload a program image here and then add a description. So I've got my demo. National parks. I'm now going to go into build and I can create playlists. So as you saw from my example, I have a general exploring parks playlist, and I have one on Yosemite National Park. And then I have one on Glacier National Park. You know what? I actually want to put Glacier first. So as you can see, I can kind of arrange and rearrange the playlists. Really nice from a design standpoint to be able to kind of build and then always be able to bump into this preview project to see what does it look like as I'm building. So now I'm going to add a resource. As I go to add a resource, I then pick the type of resource that I want to create. So there's 40 here behind these kind of little decisions. Like Scott said, we want to grow 40 to 400. You saw the timeline in action. I'm going to show you how I created an interactive video as an example. Exploring Yosemite. I will upload an image. And then I can tag this by subject and education level. Wildly helpful for if you do want to distribute this through a learning management system to help teachers find that content that you've published or created. I then continue. I'm going to name my video, Exploring Yosemite. I then can add a video. I can upload a video, or in this example, I'm just going to take from a YouTube link, insert that. I'm going to add interactions. So this is where I can find key moments of this video where I then want the learner to lean in and engage with me. So I could do text, chart, link them off, put an image, etc. In this example, I'll show you an example true-false question. And this is where that customization comes in. Now, I could just write a quick question, say what the answer is, and be on my merry way. Or I can go a little bit deeper. So for example, how long do I want the video to play? Do I want the video to stop so the student has to answer it? Do I want to prompt them with just a cute little button or a big poster? I will do a label, so example, true, false question. And I will ask the question, Yosemite, since it's true, false, is in California. Ask the question, and that is true. Now I can say, all right, should I add some behavioral settings? Do I want the student to be able to retry? Do I want to show them to be able to see the solution? How do I want to give them feedback if they get it correct or wrong? Adaptivity. What happens if they get a question wrong? Maybe I want to take them to review another section of the video, or if they get it all correct, maybe I throw confetti. So I can add those different options or just grab and go. I'm going to mark that as done, finish my video. I can see it right there, bump into my preview of project, and then here it is. I click in. And you can see the little dot here. I'm going to fast forward so you can see. And drum roll, ta-da! Example, true, false question. Yosemite's in California. True, check. Awesome. So that's an example of how to create an interactive activity, add my content to it, and put it into a playlist. Now, like I mentioned, the example national parks demo that I showed you took about an hour and a half to build. So it's relatively quick when you get going. We also provide exemplars of some sample demo playlists in there. We have a playlist in CurrikiStudio of how to use the tool, so you have all the help and support you need. And early next week, we will have a live chat person to help use the tool to create learning activities, as well as a way to give feedback on what would make this easier and better for you to use. So I also want to quickly highlight and kind of answer the question of, okay, great, you've built this great immersive learning experience. How the heck do we get it into the hands of students? So that's where CurrikiGo comes in. CurrikiGo is our smart publishing system that removes the barriers of connecting what you've built. Ultimately, what it allows for is being able to publish this to your own environment or to the leading learning management systems with one easy step. So we consider CurrikiGo basically the package that handles all the hard back-end work to make sure that your content and the activities are handled. You can embed this in your own website or microsite. It is mobile optimized by design. You also can package this up as an SDK, as a mobile app. You can put it inside a learning management system, a content management system, or if you're a technologist on the call, you can download this as a self-executable package, grab and go. Here's an example of what that could look like, something created with CurrikiStudio, but published with CurrikiGo. I'm excited that we have really kind of cracked the code here on how are we able to create in one environment and publish anywhere. Using the IMS Global LTI standard, we've integrated with some of the most popular learning management systems that will be available on July 10th, with the plan to add more and more as soon as we get feedback from you all about what learning management systems would be the most helpful. Again, I want to reiterate that you are creating in CurrikiStudio, leveraging CurrikiGo to publish wherever you want. So in summary, what could be a lot of steps to get a great content into the hands of learners. Using Studio, you can take all the different content assets, bring it into Studio, and make sure that you get it into the hands of learners.